So I posted about white folks on food stamps, and one thing I kept seeing was that welfare was created for white people. I knew that it was created during the New Deal, so I did some more research because I didn't really know the whole story, and I thank you guys for responding and helping me learn stuff. So during the Great Depression is when we saw the beginning of things like Social Security, unemployment insurance. But here's the kicker. When Franklin Roosevelt built those programs, he had to make deals with Southern Democrats in Congress, the same folks who were big fans of Jim Crow, to get the support of these racist white Southern politicians. The programs were designed to exclude farm workers, domestic workers, jobs held overwhelmingly by Black, Latino, and Indigenous people. So right from the start, Black and brown families were pushed out of benefits so that white people could get them. Then we move forward to the 1960s, and there's this war on poverty. It finally opened up welfare programs more broadly, and that's when food stamps became permanent. Well, permanent, we don't know what Trump's going to do to them, but they lasted a long time. And guess what? The minute more Black and brown families started accessing this help, the politics shifted. Welfare got a new image and a new target. By the 1980s and 90s, with Ronald Reagan and his gang, they pushed the welfare queen myth. That's a racist dog whistle meant to turn public opinion against safety nets by blaming Black women for poverty that white policies created. That's the truth, you guys. So yes, welfare was built for white people, and when others finally got in the door, they tried to burn the house down. If you want to blame the right people, you got to get curious.
You ever notice how the same people who benefited from public assistance are the same ones who act like welfare is some sort of moral failure? Yeah, let's talk about the presidents who cashed in and then closed the door behind them. Ronald Reagan, he literally made a boogeyman out of the welfare queen. And we all know who that caricature was supposed to represent: Black single mothers. But did you know that Reagan's own family benefited from the New Deal food relief programs? The ones that they had during the Great Depression. Yep, government food aid kept them afloat. But when he got into power, he slashed food stamps, gutted social programs, and pushed the racist myth that Black people were the ones that were freeloading rich. Bill Clinton. Clinton's family struggled. His stepfather was his household was unstable. They relied on federal loans and local support to get by. And once Bill made it into office, he signed the 1996 Welfare Reform Bill. You know the one that decimated the support for millions of families, mostly Black and brown, of course. We're the target. We're always the target. He claimed that it would end dependency. All it really did was make survival harder for working-class women and children. Dwight Eisenhower, he grew up poor. His family lived on land grants and public resources. His schooling, his military career, even the GI Bill helped him rise. But in office, he warned against expanding social programs. He often stalled on civil rights protections that would have granted Black veterans the same rights to the GI Bill that he had access to. Donald Trump. Let's be real, Trump was propped up by taxpayer money in more ways than one. His family's fortune, inflated by government housing contracts and FHA subsidies that his father exploited. And now, he's been anti-welfare, anti-SNAP, anti-anything that supports the poor, while racking up millions in government payouts for his businesses. Even George W. Bush. The Bush family empire was built off of oil subsidies, tax loopholes, and government connections. But his administration pushed work requirements for welfare recipients and reduced access to housing assistance, all while his cronies cashed checks off of FEMA contracts and post-war reconstruction scams. So the real welfare kings, they wear suits, they pass budgets, they sign bills. And when it's their families, their farms, their companies, it's called a subsidy. But when it's your grandmother trying to get groceries, all of a sudden it's a national crisis. Welfare isn't the problem, the double standard is. And the Oval Office, it's had a front row seat to the hypocrisy for generations.
The reason people get government assistance, welfare, Section 8, food stamps, medical assistance is because they're lacking something. It's something that they are lacking, that they're not able to get those things in a way that a functioning adult would be able to. Yes, it's possible to get a degree. It's possible to go to school. Anything is possible. But when you don't have the resources and you don't have the tools to do that, then how can you expect for somebody to do it? Majority of the people that's on programs like that the government provides, and the government knows this. The government knows who they're providing these services to. They take surveys. You have to answer questions. The questions, do you have any assets? That's a huge thing. Because it doesn't just mean you have some physical assets. It means you have the knowledge to gain assets. It means that you have the knowledge to, buy into stocks. It means that you have the knowledge. And the majority of the people who receive the government-assisted programs, they don't have the knowledge to do those things. That's why they are on government assistance. Nobody ever taught them how to buy into stocks, or they don't even have the money. They don't have the money for stocks. They don't have the money to get assets, let alone the knowledge. And it's like, instead of people looking down on people like that, encourage them to go and get the programs. Encourage them to learn those things, to go and get those tools. Not everybody has people in their lives telling them that they should go and learn how to manage their money, or that they should go and learn how to, save or buy assets, or what an asset even is. And when you are living in conditions that are unlivable, which most people are who live in poverty, they're not thinking about how to save money. They're not thinking about how to learn how to budget. They're trying to survive. They're trying to survive in those conditions. And their minds are in survival mode. You don't have people they don't have the responsible adults that a lot of people do have, showing them the right way to do things, because those people didn't even have the right people showing them the right way how to do things. It's generational trauma. It's generational. It's a cycle that just keeps on going. Poverty is a cycle that keeps going. And if you've never been in poverty or lived in poverty or know anything about poverty, then you shouldn't be talking about it. Be happy with your wealth, if that's what you have. But 9 times out of 10, when you have money and you feel like you're happy, you're really not happy on the inside. You're really not. Because money don't buy happiness. Yeah, it pay bills and it do things in this world, in this society. But that's another story, and that's probably way above y'all heads anyway. Goodbye.